Hi, my name is Carlos Velasquez and I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I graduated from Full Sail in March of 2018 and now I'm pursuing my master's in creative writing. In the beginning, I pursued my first degree to become a video editor, but shortly after obtaining that degree, I realized that it wasn't my true calling. During my classes at Full Sail, I shortly realized that I wanted to become a scriptwriter. This came to me one day as I was editing a video for class and realized that what I loved most about video editing wasn't the idea of compiling clips together, but the feeling it gave me to effectively tell a story. This would inspire me to pursue this dream of becoming an effective storyteller in the form of script writing. While reading Green's book titled Mastery, I found at least one insight from each of the 5 strategies for finding your life's task interesting. The first one, return to your origins. The first strategy was the one that I could relate to the most. To me, this strategy is based off the idea of learning what your life calling is from an early age. Just like Ingmar Bergman, I too was fascinated by the idea of filmmaking at a very young age. When I was a kid, my parents purchased a video camera that me and my other siblings were forbidden from touching. This would cause my curiosity to run wild, not only because I wasn't allowed to touch the camera, but the idea that I could freeze moments in time to rewatch if I wanted to at a later time. Being driven by this fascination, I begged my parents to allow me to use it, promising that I would take good care of it. After getting my hands on the camera and figuring out how it works, all on my own, I realized at that moment that whatever career I ended up pursuing as an adult would involve recording video. Second strategy, occupy the perfect niche, is about finding what makes you happy and not conforming to what society deems as normal for you. Don't allow your career-making decisions to be dictated by what others say is more realistic for you. The second point that I took away from this strategy is that you are finding a field that you want to be in that doesn't necessarily agree with the social norms. The third strategy, avoiding the false path, is about avoiding choosing a career path for the wrong reasons. This strategy is one that I see people struggle with the most. Growing up in Philadelphia, the idea of pursuing a career where you wouldn't automatically make tons of money was unrealistic. Instead of pursuing the career we want, we tend to go towards a path that we consider smart. This one hurts the most because I've seen many people throw their passions away and think of more of a financially stable job more than their happiness. We have to make sure that our career isn't something that we settle for because of financial gain, but something we pursue because it is our passion. As Green stated, actively rebel against those forces that have pushed you away from your true path. The fourth strategy, let go of the past. For some people, the path is chosen correctly, but then they seem to steer away from it because of one thing or another. After reading about the fourth strategy, I realized that some people may have to overcome some sort of mental or physical block in order for them to realize that the path that they had chosen from the beginning is the one that they should stay on. Change is inevitable, and you have to be willing to adapt to that change during your journey to find your life's task. People often get discouraged while trying to adapt to that change that it may cause us to lose focus as to why we were pursuing the path in the first place. If change is forced upon you, you must resist the temptation to overreact or feel sorry for yourself. The fifth and final strategy, find your way back. The final strategy is similar to the third in the way of losing track of your path for one reason or another, but focuses more on the idea of returning to what truly matters. You may be faced with life situations that force you to make a change to the original plan for financial reasons, location, or convenience, but this is just a detour. Life will present obstacles that will force you away from the original plan, but don't let that confuse you into thinking that this is how things are supposed to be. No good can ever come from deviating from the path that you were destined to follow. In conclusion, what I've taken away from this assignment is the idea that everyone has a calling, and there are multiple things that happen to us in our lives that may steer us away from that, or there are things that actually guide us to what we want to do for the rest of our lives that we actually enjoy. You need to find those things in those moments in your life and pursue them and not let anything distract you from what you truly want to do.